Today on Adversity to Strength is an absolute honor for myself to have Sara, a survivor of one of the darkest chapters in modern history, the killing fields of Cambodia. In the 1970s, under the brutal Khmer Rouge regime led by Pol Pot, millions of people were forced from their homes, starved, enslaved, and executed in a campaign to create a perfect society. Sara endured 4 years in a labor camp where survival was never guaranteed, facing hunger, exhaustion, and constant fear. Her story is not only one of survival, but of resilience, forgiveness, and faith. After escaping Cambodia, she rebuilt her life and went on to become an author, speaker, and advocate for hope, sharing her experience in her book, How I Survived the Killing Fields. In this conversation, Sara and I talk about what it takes to hold on to humanity in the face of horror, how she found strength through faith, and how her story continues to inspire others to live with courage and compassion. This is one of those episodes that reminds you just how powerful the human spirit can be. Sara, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. It's an absolute honor to have you on today.
It's my honor to be here as well, Lee. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Can you take me back to the beginning of your journey? Where did it start for you? Because it's such an unbelievable story.
Well, maybe I'll start from my young age. Yeah, I grew up in a countryside in Cambodia. My parents are farmers, but they are more advanced farmers. They want me to be educated. They don't want me to grow up as a farmer. So I stay in school and I like school. When I was about 14 years old, my mom had an accident and she became paralyzed. So I was an elder of the children, like the oldest child. So when my mom became paralyzed, I become a caregiver for her. But
Yeah.
as a caregiver, I have such a compassion and I love her and took care of her very well. And she had a baby at that time. So I took care of mom and my baby brother. But because of my love for my family, I took care of it with love in my heart. With that, after 4 years, my mom was able to walk again.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's slow, but finally she was able to walk. And that gave me 4 years, give me the time to build a strong bond between my mom and me and my baby brother. So our family becomes so close, so loving because of the tragedy can bring us together. And then fast forward, because I love to be in school, I was able to graduate from high school. And then I move on to attend college. But college is not nearby home. It's in the capital city, which is, far from hometown. So I left my whole family at home and I went to college. In my first year in college, something very bad happened to Cambodia. And you probably guessed that thing is when the communist regime took over our country. They marched in as a military takeover. They have truck, they have tank, they have weapon, military people marching in, and they pursue to shut down the whole city. And that shutdown is a complete shutdown. That means there's nothing was running, including the bus or airplane. So I was stuck. I can't go home. I could not even write a letter to send to my home because there's nothing open. They shut down everything. And they also evacuate people out of the city. They don't like people who live in the city.
Yeah.
They just hate us, hate us. So they drove us, that means push us to walk out of the city with nothing. There's no restaurant, no grocery store that we can stop by to buy any food or anything. It just like we are on our own. We go hungry. We bring a little bit of the rice that left over in our home and carry with us. And when we eat it all, we just go hungry. There's nothing to buy.
Did,
So
Did you know what was happening at the time? Did you even know who the Khmer Rouge was at the time when they invaded?
No, no, I did not know. But some people that are involved in the politics, they are more involved than me. I was just focusing on my school. So I didn't know anything, but I realized that they mistreat us very badly. So I end up in the camp. This camp is the work camp for men and women, single men and women. And when I got into that camp, I was so surprised. They put us to work like unbelievable. Yeah. They woke us up at 4 a.m. We worked all day until like nighttime. Night
In the fields?
work in the rice field. The rice field. So it's in the open air, in the heat. Cambodia is a tropical country. It's hot. Yeah, so we work under the sun all day long, like 15, 16 hours a day. And they give us very little food to eat and no time to rest. What kind of rest? There's no rest. You just work all day long. And then
How old were you at the time? How old were you at
mm,
the time?
I was 21.
21.
Yeah. We were exhausted, not just me. Everybody was hungry, exhausted. And then finally we got sick. We got very sick. And when somebody get a sickness, they pass on to other people because we are very weak. Our immune system is weak. So we catch on every little disease everywhere. So I start out with malaria and then typhoid, like something like infection in the belly, in the stomach. And then my body start to puff up, like swelling up, and then it initiate. I lost a lot of weight. I puff up and then initiate. So I keep losing my weight until like I have only skin and bone left. So even when we are sick, you still have to go to work. Their rule is this: if you don't work, you don't receive any food. It's the rule that forces us to work because we are hungry. We have to go to work in order to receive a little bit of food. So we work until almost die.
How did how did you overcome the malaria and typhus that you had? How did you overcome that? Because there's no medication. They had stopped all medication.
Yeah, there's nothing to help us. So for malaria, I catch the leaves from the neem tree. When I was young, I lived in my great grandmother's house, and she teach us some remedy, some home remedy. If you have high fever, you do this. If you have diarrhea, you do this. So I'm just go by the traditional
God,
remedy. But it's not easy to find those things either because we are in the middle of nothing. So I was able to find some bitter, bitter neem trees to make a tea out of it. So drink it. Even though it's bitter, it doesn't taste bitter because you are so thirsty. When you have malaria, you're very thirsty. You will drink anything. So that's what keep me a little bit alive. But when I got so sick to keep going to work, I got so sick, I had to stay in my shelter and they come and look for any people stay in the shelter. They kick us out to go to the hospital. They have a place that they call hospital, but that hospital doesn't have any doctors, no nurse, no medication. It's the place for for the sick people to stay and then eventually will die because there's nothing to help us to get better. So yeah, when I was sent to that place, I know that if I stay longer, a little longer, I will die because I will get more disease from other people. So I realized that I need to get out. I had to do something to get out from that place. So all this time the hardship and everything, all I was thinking was my mom and my little brothers. I wish I was there to help them. All I thought about was just thinking about them. I want to help them so much. So
You didn't
that
know where they were at the time? You didn't know where they were because 'cause you're in was it Penang?
thing, I was in Phnom Penh. Yeah, Phnom Penh is the capital city, and they were in Battambang. It's the
And then
province.
you
Yeah.
get taken to the camp and you don't know what's happened to them.
Right, right. Yeah. So I try to get out from this place, this sick place. Let's call it infirmary. Okay. So that's what
Yeah.
I call it, infirmary. So I try to get out from there. I don't know how to get out because if I get out, if the gods see me, they will punish me. But if I go back to the workplace, I was still sick. I can't work. So I was trapped, don't know what to do. So I out of desperation, I cry out to God. So I believe that there is God. I pray at nighttime when everybody go to sleep. Nobody see me and I bow down and pray and ask God to help me. So every night I pray and pray. So one morning I woke up very early before everybody. And I feel like, think I can walk away from this. So I walk back to the workplace, to the working camp. So thank goodness. I think God probably heard my prayer. During my journey back to the workplace, I met somebody who is so kind. She's a team leader. She looked at me how skinny I was, how sick I was. She tried to help me and she knows that I cannot work in the rice field like everybody else. I'm too sick. So she went to the kitchen and talked to the people in the kitchen and asked them if they can use my help. They said, yeah, we can use her help. So that's how God answered my prayer. He know exactly where I need to be. So I was able to work in the kitchen. You know how beautiful that was compared to the rice field?
Yeah.
Work in the kitchen, in the shade, less hour, access to more food, and all in all, it's much different, much, much better. So I start to feel a little better every day, every day. So eventually I feel like I'm in my normal self again. And the big boss saw me and say, what she's doing in there? They pulled me out from there and then put me back into the rice field like everybody else. So yeah, I endure working in the rice field for almost 4 years.
Yes.
Almost
H
4 years.
How did you get through that? You're one day you're at university, you're at college, and then everyday life, the Khmer Rouge appear, and then suddenly you're working in a rice field in, like, a world that's almost like a 1,000 years ago. How did you have the mental strength to get through that?
All I thought about was my mom and my little brother.
It's going.
Keep me going because I want to survive for them. I want to go back home. I realize that my mom can use my help.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how the thing keep me going every day, one day at a time. Just struggle every day.
And how dangerous an environment was it in? Obviously, you've got all of the actual Khmer Rouge there that seem very brutal to a lot of people. Obviously, a lot of executions. A lot of people would have been dying around you. How did you kind of, I don't know, what, stay out of their way so they didn't notice you? What did you do to survive from them?
Well, I would just be humble. I did not tell them that I was a college student. If they know
No.
that, if they know that, yeah, that's the first thing they'll take people
Yeah.
away. Yeah. So they didn't know that I was a college student. And secondly, I'm not from a rich family, a well-known family. So if my parents are involved in in the high rank officer or anything like that, well-known people, I would probably gone a long time ago. But my family are normal family. There's nothing to be fearful about me, about my family. So I just stay humble and didn't want to brag about anything.
Did you always have that fear that at any moment something could happen? A guard might look at you in the wrong way, some, you could be executed or anything. Was that always on your mind, or what were you focused on when you were there?
Well, I had that in mind, but I was not that fearful because I try to obey their rule. I try to go by their rule. So, for example, we are so hungry. Every one of us are hungry, but they have a lot of trees like orange, mangoes, everything in that area. Those fruit, they let them ripe and drop to the ground, and they want us don't pick up any fruit. We have to wait until they gather all the fruit and divide up equally. We are not supposed to go out and get our own food because there's a kitchen that there was a cook that prepared meal for us. And so everything is prepared for us. We don't need to go out and make our own food. So I just obey their rule and now trying to do anything that I can get caught. There are a lot of people who try to go out and try to fish, try to catch the fish in the river or something like that. If they catch you, they will punish you.
What would they do? Beat you, or would they execute somebody that was trying to get extra food?
I think they beat them up, but for any big offenses, like we in the camp there are men and women. In the camp was 1,000 men and women. And if anybody tried to like get involved in a love relationship, they will get taken away, disappear. So disappear. Our camp is different. They don't punish people at front of us. But some camp, they punish people right at front of the audience as like a scary tactic. Try to warn you, don't do that. Don't
Yeah.
do that, you will get killed. But our camp is different. They did not execute people at front of us. They took people away. So those people, they go to kill them somewhere that we don't know how they do it. Yeah.
Did you know what was going on, or did you have an idea what was going on?
We only guess. We just guess that they probably got killed, but we never see what happened to them. But we know that the number,
It's
yeah, the number
gone.
of people originally this camp there was 1,000, and then a couple years later there was like 500 people left maybe, and then after 3 years, after 4 years, maybe less than 500 people still alive. So the rest, they either die of disease or get executed.
You did amazing to survive just through that alone, and the mental strength you used to get through there as well. The ideology is extreme communism. It's insane. It just does. It's never going to work. I don't know what the Khmer Rouge it went wrong, because their ideology was never going to work. They blamed something else. Nobody took accountability for their ideology being terrible.
Yeah. So I didn't get your question.
So with the Khmer Rouge, their ideology, it just didn't make sense, and it was never going to work. And from what I've studied, that every time something went wrong, they would blame something else, not it was them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
On your camp, did you have like speakers with the Khmer Rouge propaganda being played to you all the time?
Yeah. Yeah. There's a loudspeaker.
Yeah. What
Mhm.
was that like, listening to that?
Well, they use the loudspeaker only to make announcement. Yeah, they don't play radio or anything like that.
Did you have an idea what was going on outside of the camp in Cambodia? Because obviously the Khmer Rouge went into Vietnam, and then the Vietnamese then started to attack them and invade Cambodia. You had no idea what was going on.
No, no. They keep us in the dark, keep us in the dark. And we cannot get together and talk about something. No, we have been watched 24/7 all the time. We are not supposed to get together, discuss or talk about anything. No, we don't know anything. We were like nothing.
And you were there for 4 years. How did you get out of the camp? Was it when Vietnamese invaded, or did you escape?
I escaped, but my story is like this. Toward the end of 4 years, they move a camp. They move into the jungle. I think that's the time when they know that the Vietnamese are coming, going after them. So they know about that and they push us with them into the jungle. But me, my idea was to try to find my way back home. But when I realized that we go into the jungle, I know I will not find my family if I keep going with them.
Right. Yeah.
So that's the reason that give me an idea that I need to escape. So I gathered 3 friends. I asked them to escape with me because I was too frail. I cannot handle it by myself. So I need some support. So my 3 friends decide to go with me. So well, we wait until nighttime and we sneak out. We didn't know where to go and so on, but we just try to trace back where we came from. That's the only way we know. We try to trace back, so we went back out of the jungle. So yeah, we escaped that way. But thank goodness.
How did? Yeah, definitely. I mean, how did you manage to escape without the guards seeing you?
We wait until nighttime. That's why, nighttime is what's very helpful for us. And we know where they sit, where they stand, and we try to sneak out. Because in the jungle, there is no light. There's no light. It's very dark
Yeah,
at
sure.
nighttime. Yeah, so you cannot see anything. So that's why we were able to sneak out, that they did not
And
see it.
did you know where you were going? Did you have an idea which direction you were going?
No, no. We were just guessing and we were trying to trace back where we came from.
Yeah.
But we can be wrong. But for some reason, we were able to get out of the jungle and found some pathway where people are walking. So when we get out of the jungle, we saw people walking. We kind of surprised. We don't know why. Why other people walk freely and we were
Yeah.
in captivity? You know what? Long later, a few months later, after I found my family and so on, I found out the whole country was liberated about 4 months ago. 4 months.
4 months.
Yeah, 4 months.
Right.
4 months.
Months. Wow. And so you found your family.
I found my family. Yeah.
Where were they? Were they? Where did you find your family?
They went back to Battambang, where we old house was in one location, but that house was destroyed. My family got moved to a different place. They make a new house for them. But during the 4 years, they was somewhere else. They were not in that area. Everybody was displaced. For the whole country was
Yeah.
displaced. It's ridiculous. The
Yeah.
ridiculous that this Khmer Rouge, they think that they can start rebuild the country from
Yeah.
nothing, from nothing.
Yes. Yeah. It's the most insane ideology I think I've ever heard. It's
Yeah.
just people with glasses, people that speak languages, educated. It's just crazy. Where did you first see your family again? Where was that? How did that happen?
Well, when I went to my original home, I found that the home was not there anymore. And I couldn't find my family around there. So I was thinking, where can I go find my family? I remember my aunt. My aunt used to be a nurse before the war. So I think maybe my aunt still worked at the hospital. So I went to the hospital. So I found my aunt. I found my aunt and she told me where my family moved to. So I follow her direction. Actually, she told me to go to her house, ask one of her daughter to bring me to my family. So that's how I found my family.
How did you feel when you saw your family for the first time in 4 years? What was going through your mind? I bet you couldn't believe it.
I couldn't believe that. I was so happy. I was so happy. My mom told me that everybody thought that I was dead because it
Yeah.
had been 4 months. 4 months since the liberation, and nobody found
Yeah.
me. In fact, my father was still riding the bicycle everywhere and asking people, have you seen my daughter? Have you seen my daughter?
Your parents, your family must have been going through hell looking for you, so worried. I mean, what's the percentage that you're dead? Really high, and he's still out searching for you. So it must have been the most amazing. I bet you never wanted to let go of each other when you met for the first time in 4 years.
Yes. My mom start to make a lot of good meal to pamper me
Yeah,
because I was so out of shape. I look
yeah,
like a 95 years old woman.
oh, yeah.
I was at that time I was 25, but it looked like 95.
And how long do you think physically it took you to recover from 4 years of being starved and no sleep and, fear? How long do you reckon it took you to recover?
It's about a year and a half. A year and a
Year
half.
and a half,
Yeah, yeah.
year and a half. And what about mentally? Because this is only a part of your story. How did you heal yourself mentally? Because I can only imagine. I've no idea. I can only imagine what you went through. I dread to think. And for me, anyone that can survive the way you did has got unbelievable strength. Unbelievable.
Mentally, I forgot a lot. I forgot everything. I forgot the name of my professor at the school. I forgot the name of my school. I forgot the name of my good friend. So I thought I might have amnesia because I couldn't remember. I couldn't remember anything. Only people that I remember are my family.
Who
And
you're thinking about?
yeah. Only and a few more people. That's it. That's it. But gradually, I start to remember a little bit at a time. Yeah, it was
Yeah, oh, yeah, yeah. And it was lucky that the Khmer Rouge decided to invade Vietnam for Vietnam to then come into Cambodia and to put an end to the Khmer Rouge and let them flee to the jungles where they can't harm anybody. How did you rebuild your life? So a year and a half of physically recovering, your plans from when you were 21, which probably seemed like a million years ago. How did you build your life back up?
well, when I feel a little better, my mom teach me how to do business. So we start a small variety store, like a small grocery store to sell something. At the beginning, when we get out of the jungle, there was no money. There was no money for
Oh,
several years because the money was destroyed. So we used the rice to exchange things. So like a 1 cup of rice to exchange for like half a pound of meat, for example. It just an exchange like that. And then some people have gold. We use gold to buy things, gold and silver. For more than a year, we did that business. My mom was good at it and she taught me.
yeah.
Yeah. But my mom have another idea because we are under the control of the Vietnamese. Although the Vietnamese came in for good, for they kick out the killer, the Khmer Rouge, but the Vietnamese have a history that's not so good for Cambodia. We never been
Yeah.
friends for a long time. They
Oh,
uh,
yeah.
Right. So we are still fearful and our country have nothing in place. No infrastructure. There's no law, nothing. So my mom,
Oh,
nothing. So my mom paired me up with one of her cousin who know how to cross the border to escape out of Cambodia to go to
so you're
Thailand.
escaping again.
Yeah. My last escape.
Did you have to escape? Was that class?
So, yeah,
That's
my first
crazy.
escape was to get out
Wait.
from the infirmary.
Yeah, yeah. Literally.
So my last escape is get out from Cambodia because the airplane was not running. There's no airplane. You cannot go buy the ticket and fly out. There's nothing like that.
So
So yeah.
you were walking through jungles again.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Go cross the border through the jungle again. But this time we know that we are going to a better place. So
Right.
my mom have a cousin in United States who came here
Right.
for student to be a student, and he's still here. So that's why she sent me out. I didn't want to come out. I said, Mom, I had you on my mind for 4 years.
4 years, and now I'm going to go to America.
Yeah, I argue and I cry and argue and then cry.
What did she
And
say
then,
though?
yeah, and finally she said, honey, when you make it out there, maybe you can come back and help us. So that's what the magic word. It's I'll do anything for my family.
Yeah. So
So
was it easy to get to America for you?
not that easy. Not that easy. Well, compared to some people who don't have any relative, yes, it was a little bit easier because, once I found my relative, he did the petition, do the sponsorship to bring me here. Yeah. It took
So what year was that then? Early 1980s?
at 81. 81 I got.
81.
Yeah.
So you had 2 years back with your parents then?
Yeah. The 79 to 80. The middle of 80 I got out.
Middle of 80. Okay.
Mhm.
And your parents and your brothers stayed in Thailand, built a life in Thailand?
I stayed in Thailand for a little more than a year
Yeah. And
before I
your
came.
family? And what about your family?
My family, they escaped later on. Just a few years later, they escaped also. They came to Thailand, but when they,
America,
yeah,
Thailand.
yeah, to Thailand. But when they got to Thailand, the refugee camp was closed. They did not. They stopped register new people. So there was a struggle for me to try to bring them from Thailand because when you are not registered, you are you stay there illegally, unregistered. They call it
Yeah.
unregistered. Yeah, it's the challenge. So I got a lot of help. A lot of people helped me to navigate how to bring my family over. So make a trip to Thailand and make a trip to the immigration service in Bangkok with a representative from my senator. Yeah, the official senator sent his aide to accompany me and my team to go and find out what to do to bring my family over. So it was a lot of challenge, but it took us 5 years.
5 years.
5 years.
5 years.
So my family stayed in the camp for 5 years,
5 years.
struggling, hiding themselves, and I was so fearful. I was so fearful that if the Thai soldier ever caught them, they will punish my family and they will probably put in the jail. So I was very fearful.
Because they were there illegally. They stayed there
Yeah.
illegally. Yeah. So your family had been displaced for nearly 10 years, apart from some time. Well, did they actually go back to their original home that had been destroyed, or did they go somewhere else?
They went somewhere else.
So displaced for a decade.
Yes.
How did you and your family find living in the United States? Did you feel a lot safer then?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
We feel much.
And when you finally got to the United States, did you know what you wanted to do with your life, career-wise, or did you just were too busy surviving?
No, I know one thing that I want at least to have graduate from college. So
Right.
I challenged myself to go study English. And then I had to prove myself that I can attend college. So I had to take the exam to get the GED equivalency, the
Yeah.
high school equivalency, and then I registered for college. So at the beginning, I start one course at a time, one course at college. Imagine if I keep taking just one class per semester, how many years would it take?
Yeah.
So when one day I was counting, oh, I get 3 credits for this class, 3 credits for next semester. It will take me more than 15 years. So I said, I can't do that. So I'm glad that I count.
So what did you go on to do career-wise? Because obviously you're doing something different now. What did you do working wise?
Well, I did not really have any good direction because
Hmm.
I didn't have anybody to guide me or help me to understand the new system in United States. But I know one thing that I'm good at mathematics. So that's what I did. I used my math to graduate from college. But I don't know what I'm going to do with that. But I was able to work for an insurance company in the headquarters. So because I can use my math. Yeah. So, yeah. Uh, I start out very rough, not that smooth. I don't have a good guidance. I don't know much about the career in United States. Uh, like to go blindly.
Yeah.
I did the research that I know I'm good at math. What can I do with math? So I found out that with math, I can be an actuary working in the insurance company. So that caught my attention. So by that time, I almost graduated from college already. So I know that maybe actuary field is a good field, but I should have been taking the actuarial exam since the beginning. By the time I know, it's almost too late because I forgot a lot of course that I took a few
Yeah.
years ago. I already forgot most of them, and those exams are very difficult. It's not easy. If it's easy, everybody will do it.
Exactly. Especially maths.
Yeah, yeah. But but at least I got to work in the insurance company uh, for a while before I get married. And then I got married. I moved out from the area.
So how did you how we when you got married, so your life's taken a real big change there for the better. How did you feel? Did you look back to see where you were, amongst the killing fields for 4 years, and now you're safe with your family in America, you're getting married and your life's getting better and better. Did you look back there, or were you too busy focused on the future?
I was too busy focusing on today and then a little bit about the future. Not, I don't want to spend time thinking about my dark
Yeah.
background, my dark past.
Yeah. And what made you decide to start talking about your past? Obviously, you wrote your book, Surviving the Killing Fields. What made you decide to do that?
Well, through friendship, when I meet some people and some people care about me, I came from and so on. So they start to ask me privately. And when they found out about my life and so on, they encouraged me to write a book. And then finally, there's one person that I met, and she had a small publishing company, and she encouraged me to write something. She wanted me to write about health and wellness because she liked my talk. I gave us a talk about how to stay healthy and about nutrition and so on. So she wanted me to write about that, but I said, "Go away! I don't have a high credential. I cannot compete with the people with, academic credential." So, but that just put a seed in my mind that maybe if I'm going to write something, I'll write about my story. So that was the beginning.
Yeah. And then like now you've gone on to like speak out and help people. Tell me a little bit about that, what you're doing now, because that sounds really interesting. And it looks like a lot of people want to listen to what you've got to say.
Yeah. Now, I got to talk to different group of people, and most of the time they want to hear my story. Along my story, I talk about, I give you the inspirational, there's some tip about how to live a happy life or something like that, how to overcome challenge, just like your show, about to stay positive, about to change your mindset. If you have an accident, how do you keep yourself from blaming yourself all the time? You teach people how to reframing your thought. Reframe your thought. Look for some positive thing out of any situation.
When you were in the camp for 4 years, the one thing that kept you positive, keeping going was your family, just your family.
Yeah, the one thing that keep me focused is that my love for my family, that I have a family that love me and I
Yeah.
love my family. Focusing on my love for them and their love for me. The love relationship that keep me going. Because if I'm just think about a family, but if there is no love, there's no strength. You have to
No.
love. You have to
Yeah.
love your family.
Yeah. Yeah. And it sounds like your family had such a strong bond, so much love, because for them, with everything that they would have gone through for the 4 years that you didn't see them, it's such a strong story there as well. And I'd imagine anyone that you talk to and you tell them your tips and advice, everybody's listening to you, because with everything that you've been through, if you're saying it's going to work.
Yeah, yeah. I give my example all the time because some people they stop talking to their own mother for years. Their own sisters or their own brothers they stop talking to each other. But after they heard my story, they change. They change their relationship.
Yeah, because it's easy when you get older and you've got your own lives, you move away. It's easy to have less contact. But I think it's really important to have that secure family base. And often we can easily forget about people close to us. We take them for granted. They'll always be there. So it's important. And I think when you made contact with your family again, every day forever was a bonus with them and them for you.
Yes, yes, yes. It is important to keep nurturing our relationship, stay in contact. It's healthy. It's not just for our own family, our own friend and neighbor.
Yeah.
Any relationship, it's always good.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. It is very important to have good relationships, especially when you've gone through the tough times and to have a strong bond there as well. But Sarah, it's been an amazing, interesting story. It's an absolute honor to have you on the podcast today. I've waited so long for today to come to talk to you. And it's been every second's been amazing there. I endlessly appreciate you coming on, and I've enjoyed every moment of it. I've learned a lot from it as well. Thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you for having me. So
Uh,
I speak out from my own experience. So I know you are a psychotherapist and you might learn something very important, but I'm just speak,
lot.
yeah, just speak from my own experience.
But your own experiences are amazing experiences, and there's so much to just listening to your story. Anyone listening will learn so much, and the strength and the resilience that you had, which you may not have even known you had at 21 years of age, to suddenly your life to totally change to go through what you did, and that's not even the whole of the story. There, it's just awe inspiring, absolutely amazing. Thank you so much.